When bad things happen to people, they can do one of several things. One is they can feel sorry for themselves and go into victim mode, or they can think about, maybe this happened for a reason. And maybe there's something I should learn from this, and maybe there's an opportunity here. And that is what separates the poor people from the well-off, successful people. Everybody goes through challenges. Everybody's given a situation that they can look at as a bad thing. Or you can look at it and go, there's an opportunity here because other people could be going through the same situation. So how can I take this situation and turn it into something that helps me and other people at the same time? So today, I'm going to introduce you to somebody, he's a good friend, and he's going to show you how he turned a bad situation, an unfortunate situation, into something that not only benefited him, but other people also, and in so doing, created good things out of a bad situation. So you can become successful from bad things that happen in your life. And that's usually what happens to most people who become successful. They turn something that was bad into a good situation. So stop feeling sorry for yourself if bad stuff happens and think to yourself, what can I do to turn this around, to make this stuff go in my favor? And also, how can this help other people? Because that's how the world goes ahead. So let's go inside and let's hear his story.
In life, most people have two birthdays. The birthday that they were born, and I like to call it a rebirth day, is the day you realize that you need a change in your life or something drastic had happened to you. And everyone remembers that day where they were reborn and their path went a completely different way. My rebirth day was March 28th, 2001. I was hospitalized for 11 months for an infection on both legs, and I woke up to one of the doctors crying at my bed. And I said, what's the matter? He goes, we might have to take both of your legs. And I said, if you do that, I don't want to wake up. And I woke up and I almost thought I had lost them both, but I didn't. I was unable to use the lower portion of both of my legs. And as traumatic as that was, I understand how some people are blessed at different times in their life with a bad thing. And that's how you have to look at it. If I woke up with both legs missing, I probably would have also done what I'm doing today, which is in the prosthetics and orthotic world. And most of the inventors for prosthetic legs are patients, believe it or not. For myself, I developed what's called foot drop, the inability to use and lift your feet. I didn't realize how many millions of people in the world have the same ailment. So I guess after looking at all the products that they have, I realized that we do need to expand on it. And that's what I wanted to talk to everyone about, is that when you think you're at the point of no return or of giving up, that's the time where you could either say, I'm going to get busy living or get busy dying. And God kept me alive for a reason. If I wanted to die, he would have taken me, but he didn't. So you do the opposite. You get busy living. And for everyone that's been in my situation or bad situation, not physically, but maybe mentally, or something happened to them throughout their life, it just altered their path. And sometimes that's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. And to start, my name is James DeVito. Just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm 47 years old, and I got hurt when I was around 28 years old. And so like I said, when I developed the foot drop, it's where you can't lift your feet. So they had these ankle foot orthotics. When you'd walk, it would rub in the front of your shin, and very uncomfortable. And that's what they give everyone, and it causes a lot of bruising, and it looks terrible. So I just came up with something really simple, and I know people watching are probably like, oh, I don't have that, so I'm just going to tune out right now. But it's not the product that I want to really discuss. It's the ability to see that there's something missing and other people need it. If you find the need that people need certain things, then you could actually, with a little time and thought and guidance from friends and family, you could eventually make it into a product. I'm sure you watch Shark Tank. A lot of people do. It's a great show. And I believe that a lot of those products were invented because the people needed it. I mean, the house mom, for example, that wanted a stroller, you know, that did certain things. I mean, I like watching that show. My product was, this is an ankle foot orthotic. I don't want to bore you real quick, but there used to be a strap that goes around. This goes in your shoe, so when you walk, it rubs the front of your shin. It's ugly and it's uncomfortable. So I came up with a product. I stitched this myself originally. I took off the cuff and I got a utility patent and design patent on, I like to call it interior chute. So you're just sliding that up in here, and then when you zip it on, it acts like a compression garment and a sock. So it looks a lot cooler, right? The looks are great, but now when you're walking, this stays constant and this will go up and down. So there's millions of people that wear these ugly, uncomfortable plastic ankle foot orthotics. And with this simple idea, it created so many other opportunities for me. I mean, I wear both of these, so I know that they work good. From this, I was able to have a prosthetic leg cover. Same concept, right? Except this is a prosthetic leg. And now when people look in the mirror, they don't see their leg like this. They see it nice and bulbous like it used to be with a calf. Have different sizes and stuff. But, you know, it takes a little time, but, and I didn't need a lot of money to start it. You know, did the patent filing myself, and after a year, got that and struggled, you know, lived with my mom for a little bit while I was doing all this. You know, family support, friend support is very helpful. I've always said that you're basically 2 steps away from bad decisions away from becoming homeless. You know, if you're driving down the road and you drink too much and God forbid you slam into someone and they get hurt, that's one big mistake. Very, very difficult to come back. But if you have a good support system and family and friends that might help you, you could get through it. If it happens twice, it's very difficult to come back. So when someone gets hurt or has a setback in their life, that is not necessarily a mistake, but that's a move or a decision or a situation that can become very negative. And like Marcus would say, you don't want to just become a victim of the situation that you had to experience. Instead, you'll go through a little bit of depression maybe, or why did this happen to me? That's normal. So don't think that I didn't go through that. You know, the 5 stages of grief, Marcus, what is it, 6 stages, 5 stages, the depression, and you question, and then you accept, and all that stuff. It's almost like when you're going through something bad in life, you have the stages of grief. And while you're going through it, try to keep a positive mind. Just keep pushing every day. If you could do 0.25% better today than yesterday, at the end of the week, you're doing much better. At the end of the month, much better. At the end of the year, you could look back and say, wow, I remember that. I was in a bad state of mind back then. And now, look at me, I'm doing great. So with myself, it's been 17 years. And my business has expanded, blown up. I'm globally recognized now with some of my products. I have new ones going down the pike right now, which is going to be even better and more helpful to people. So, you know, come here, little girl. And I love dogs too, by the way. I have one other dog that's a beagle, and he basically also is in a wheelchair. So, you know, he'll poop on himself because he can't control it, but I have really no good couches anymore. But you start looking at, it's more sympathetic towards other people and animals, and because you feel their pain because you were in it. and it makes you more apt to helping people. So I give away a lot of my products to people that can't afford it. People that don't have insurance, I don't care. You could just take it. I really do try to stay active, even in the community. I'm a part-time wrestling coach as well. So if someone told me you could wrestle again when I got hurt, I wouldn't have believed them. But because of the product that I wear, I do wrestle with the kids, and I work out, and some things I can't do, like I'm not jumping off staircases with rollerblades anymore. You wake up one morning, you're a completely different life than you were yesterday, and that's really difficult because the person you knew yesterday is not the same person today. But you are the same person, which is very confusing. And I always say my handicap becomes your handicap if I'm dating you or if I'm living with my family, and they also have to go through a little bit of what you went through, and that could be very difficult for some people. But anyway, I don't want to get choked up, but we all have things that hurt us, but you have to take that pain and channel it into something that's positive. And so when someone else has an ailment that I have, then I'll be able to sit with them. My girlfriend at one point told me, "Who are you talking to at 3:00 in the morning?" And I said, "This other guy," and she's looking at me like this. And the guy says, "Hey, my girlfriend was asking me who I'm talking to at 3:00 in the morning." And the both of us were chatting, and we never met, but we're talking about the same stuff. And it's almost like a help group. But this also brings income into my company after a while. And in the beginning, that's the last thing I was concerned with. But then, you have to start protecting your investments, and that's why you end up surrounding yourself with other people that are in the same position as you and learning from what they've screwed up with. It's very helpful. When I was 20 years old, excuse me, I always hung out with people that were 30, 40 years old, because I knew that, the youth is wasted on the young. That's what they say, the old cliche, but it's the experience that you get from other people. And it's not only necessarily the age of the person, it's how long they've suffered the same thing that you suffered. You can learn a lot from a 4-year-old child that had, God forbid, cancer till 10 than you can from a 40-year-old that never had cancer. So, you have that bond, that connection. And I think that's very important to get you over that hump if you ever become depressed. Search for people that are suffering the same thing. Adopt an animal, basically, maybe that is suffering the same thing. Try to make yourself feel good. And for me, that was a very important step to getting over whatever I was uncomfortable with, or what demons I was battling with. So I know, Marcus, you had, I've read some of Marcus's words. I mean, he's very quiet. It's amazing. You go out to dinner with him, you hang out with him. He's very quiet. But when he's in front of the camera and he's talking, he knows his stuff. And to me, that's a very impressive characteristic. My mom always said, "Be careful of the quiet people, because they're the ones that are talking the most in their head about you." So I don't know if that's true, but for me personally, for Marcus, but definitely anything he puts out, I was very happy to be a part of, which is why I decided to do this. And I've been on a couple of documentaries, but I never really spoke about it as much to the extent that I have today. And I guess after 18 years of going through it, you just, it is part of who you become. And that's something to be proud of, not, hide from. If you get depressed, cry it out, go to the gym, go run, go do something that takes your mind off it. Come back, reassess yourself, find peace within yourself, and then try to channel that into helping others. And if it helps others, then possibly there is a business plan that is wrapped up in there. It doesn't have to be that for everyone, but if you could make someone else's life better from the things that you went through, that actually gives you purpose to a point. We're all born and we say, well, what's the purpose of life? I mean, to produce jobs, produce children, produce success. And if you're not really producing anything at the end of the day, you might not feel it, but it tears down at you. And you want to be able to produce something good from your life where you can say, I lived 80 years and I'm proud of this, and this. I'm not proud of that, and that. But as long as you have helped others throughout their life and given back, I think that there is something to be said about people like that. And if you could turn it into a business, like I said, more power to you. Just be wary of people. They will try to take your ideas. They will try to put you down. But that's all part of any business. You have to be strong mentally, and surround yourself with people that you can trust, and always get a contract too. So that's what especially that. And patents and those things are all great and all, but you know what? You need a lot of money to fight it, and a lot of people don't have it. So you do have to put your faith in people, in God, and in the fact that you got hurt or you had a certain situation that was bad happen to you, and it was all for a reason.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.